Let's put the focus now on the next management. MedPlus Health Services is with us. They reported a good set for the fourth quarter. Revenues are up 19%, margins expanded as well, and the company added 174 stores in the last quarter. We'll discuss this and more with Mr. Gangadi Madhukar Reddy. He is Managing Director and CEO at MedPlus. Mr. Reddy, good morning, sir. Great to have you with us here. Appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. So let's just get the basic numbers out of the way before we dive into what is the state of competition, discounting, etc. So you did, 5,600 odd crores in sales in FY24. That was up some 23% year on year. For FY25, how's the landscape looking and what can you do?
A similar kind of growth is what I would expect, if nothing else happened, honestly. But yeah, it's a little early. Yeah.
So okay, but broadly at this point, sitting where you are, at least a 20% plus kind of growth, right?
Yeah, at least that much.
Okay.
And again, to get one more number out of the way, we'll most likely add another 600 odd stores to the 600 which we added last year. Yes.
Okay. And margins were 6.3% compared to 5.8%. Would you keep that number 6% and more through in 25?
Absolutely. I don't see any reason for it to go down. It may not go up by too much. We will start getting benefit of scale and all as we go forward. But yeah, at least that much. And as we continue to increase our private label, I'm sure it'll get better. But yeah, I would say at least that much.
Okay. So what is the offtake of private label sales this quarter? I mean, what are you looking at? There's not been too much of a growth. I think Q4 private label sales were barely up about 1.1%. At some point, do you think you could get to high single-digit growth, and what's the view forward?
See, on the pharma side, our the net sales were around 8.5%. But you have to actually keep in mind that the current set of private label which we are selling is selling at a 55 to 60% discount, which means what we sold earlier at a 17% overall discount and where we are getting 83 rupees on a 100 rupee MRP, we're today getting only around 45. That still is profitable for us, but it has actually dropped the overall top line significantly. If you actually look at the, let us say the volume sales, GMV to GMV kind of stuff, in states like Tamil Nadu and all, where we are really focusing on by getting some advertisement in and all, we are seeing close to 16% sales overall. So this is a muted number because of the decreased top line, because of the discounts.
So how much do you want to increase the private label sales to as a percentage of overall sales? What are we looking at over the next 1 to 2 years?
For us, as I've been saying in the last 1 or 2 calls, the whole story in the pharma retail in India is now about genericization. Customers are realizing that the market basically sells a lot of Me Too products. Each product is made by, sometimes as many as 100 different companies, and there are several 100,000 brands out there. So people are realizing that, and people are seeing that, it's the same product, and they are willing to actually go with someone who can give them the right quality, and they will go with the best price, irrespective of the brand. So given that we are seeing the shift, both from the customer point of view, because there is more awareness and there's more, information out there, and given that the government is also pushing this very, very actively, I would think that that we should basically eventually be selling only private label and nothing else, honestly. But I don't know how fast the market will actually adopt. So I don't want to really speculate. I would say from the net sales of 8.5%, I would be surprised if we did not easily get into the low teens next year.
All right. Sorry, Mr. Reddy, private label sales contribution is already about 15%, right?
I'm only talking about the pharma side.
Pharma, okay. But total pharma, non-pharma is about 15%.
It's about 15, yeah.
And what can this get up to? I mean, what would, as you said, you'd like to only, if ideally, but in terms of how this goes, what can this number get to?
Difficult for me to tell you that right now. I don't know how fast the market will actually adopt. But the thing is, there's zero reason for anyone to buy anything else, honestly, given that the government is pushing it. I think it'll go fast. This year, as I said, okay, let me just talk the medicine numbers only. Out of 100 rupees which we sell, 80 is medicines. And 20% of that today if you look at it by volume, is actually pharma, 19 to 20%. I would expect, going forward, this, over a period of time, this can easily double. Not this year for sure, but over a period of time, this can easily go up to double.
Okay, all right. Hi, Mr. Reddy. Good morning. We've got the total number of store addition that you're targeting, but give us a breakup as of now. How many are new and how many are mature stores?
Well, as of now, I think around 15% of stores are less than a year and around 40% of stores are less than 2 years. So, yeah, that would be the number out there. Yeah. What are the other breakup you want?
Got it. All right. And the margin number, margin number that you're guiding for is more than 6%, but in quarter 4 to 7%. So on an average for the year, what will it be?
So for us, I'm only looking at the net EBITDA. I think, for the quarter 4, it was 4%. I'm not talking about the index number. I'm talking about the number which takes into account all the real estate and everything else. So I expect as we go forward, because of scale and everything else, we should continue to add 0.5% to 1% over a period of 1 year.
Okay.
Given that we are only around 600 stores this year.
Okay. I wanted your thoughts also on the diagnostics business. I think you announced that you're going to defer your plans to expand your diagnostics business. Why is that? And because earlier you had some plans to, take that business forward. But are you seeing a slowdown there? Is there a lot of competition there? Can you just give us a sense of how things are playing out?
No, it is not because of competition. Yes, definitely we want to actually take a pause and basically consolidate our story in Hyderabad only right now. See, as I have said in the past, it's a new model. It is based completely on subscription. The model is extremely sensitive to the number of subscribers. Once you have set up the network, spent the money, the more number of people you have subscribing and paying you the 1,000 or 1,500 rupees a year, the more profitable you are. There's a certain level though, below which you are not. So let us say at 250,000 members, we are breaking even and making money. At 500, we'd be, it'll be out of the park. But we are still there at the 140,000 number odd. So the proof is still not yet there. B2C, we're doing very well. B2B, we're not doing as well. So the focus will be on trying to get more customers to the B2B side, crossing that 250,000 number before we take a call and further expansion.
So you're at 140,000 currently. By when, any kind of indicative timeline on when you plan to reach or when you can achieve that 250,000 number?
So on the B2C side, it's a slower growth. We have already hit the numbers we want to. We're basically operating through our 12 diagnostic centers, and we are also getting members through our 440 odd stores in Hyderabad. I don't think that's going to go up very significantly. We may add net 5 or 10,000 every month, 5,000 maybe every month is what we'd add. But the B2B, on the other hand, if you actually get the right kind of customers, coming in, you could add 5, 10, 15, 20,000 also every month. So given that we are focused only on B2B this side, and given that the sales cycle on that is much longer and slightly unpredictable, I could not tell you exactly when. But if B2B doesn't happen, then we'll probably end the year with maybe around 175 to 200,000.
Okay. Mr. Reddy, just one point. You said that private labels and so the government is also pushing this. So you're talking about on the medicines, pharma side, you're talking about branded generics, right? That's what you're largely sort of referring to in terms of a government push as well?
There are only 2 types of medicines. Either it's patented or not patented. If it is not patented, no matter what name you put out there, it is a generic.
No, that's fine. But branded generic, I mean, you kind of add that is what you've been sort of bullish on as well, right? You're trying to sort of increase the sales there. My only question is, that is what you were referring to. I just wanted to confirm that. And if that is, would this require sort of, a little bit more in terms of awareness if this has to really take hold? Because I'm assuming for the vast majority of people that go with, even for a simple medicine for headache, you'd go with, you'd ask for a brand, right? So when we're talking about sort of branded generics in that sense, I remember having this conversation with you last time as well. Would this require a little bit of spend on advertising, awareness, etc.? Go on.
We are doing that a little bit. Last quarter, we ended up actually spending around 10 crores. And we have spent it mostly in Tamil Nadu and all. And that has actually shown us good results. Today, 20% of all the medicines we sell in Tamil Nadu are our brand, MedPlus brand. So, absolutely, we have to increase the awareness and all. Now, to come to the second thing, yes, people who actually buy medicines one-off and people who buy them for, let's say, headache or pain or some antibiotic kind of thing, small infection, will most likely go with brands. Mainly because the doctor has told them they're not going to go do research for a little bit, decrease in price. Mainly because it is not a continuing spend. It doesn't really hurt them too much. But chronic, customers who buy 1,000 to 3,000 or 4,000 worth of medicines month on month every year, they are the ones who we appeal to. They are the ones who will go and do the research. They're very, very price sensitive, obviously. And some of them get converted and basically start buying it. And the more people buy, the bigger the, I would say the spread of word of mouth.
No, I get that. We'll leave it there, sir. Thank you very much and good luck with your plans on this one and, of course, overall business as well. Look forward to speaking with you soon again. But good conversation. That's MedPlus with what they're doing out there on the private labels, on the branded generic side, and, of course, overall. So 20% growth in FY25 revenues. Margin should be north of 6%. That's the aim for 25.